We've got a brand new access to information package about the resettlement of Syrian refugees here in Canada. Now, today I'm going to show you what happened when these refugees were suddenly faced with the reality of what it may cost to live in big city Canada. We just received another 1,100 pages from the federal government, all documents and emails and internal memos relating to the government's handling, or rather mishandling, of the influx of Syrian migrants to Canada that began in late 2015 after the Liberals set arbitrary refugee targets to virtue signal to the whole world. Now, today's batch of documents will detail some of the refugees' attitudes upon arriving in Canada and then beginning the transition from their hotel accommodation to permanent housing like apartments and townhouses. This first document here is titled The Detailed Summary of Hotel Monitoring for the Week Ending March 11th, 2016. Now, in this document, we see things that we've already learned in other refugee investigations, things we've already done here at the Rebel. In particular, that the government still has problems with client etiquette, translation, refugee behavior, while they were staying at the hotels. They had problem with the impact of the client's misuse of the facilities on hotel businesses. They say it's still an issue, but it appears to be improving significantly. Now remember, our past investigations revealed that refugees were destroying the hotel pools, imposing Sharia swim times, urinating in the lobby, destroying the rooms, stealing the appliances, neglecting their children, and abusing the housekeeping staff. Etiquette problems is sure an interesting way of putting all that sort of bad behavior. In fact, this one document lists some of those bad behaviors, including that clients are still not abiding by proper housekeeping procedures in the hotels, and that 2 London area hotels are still preparing invoices to cover the cost of damages to the hotel property. But we also learned that the refugees have some complaints about their new home, chiefly that they're not sure they even like it here at all. This document says that questions have been raised about the orientation that the clients received about Toronto pre-departure. Some clients felt they were not given enough time and information to make an informed decision about coming to Canada. In this next document, the refugees say they should have been informed about the high cost of renting prior to coming to Canada. Later on, down in the same document under General, it reads, in some cases, client expectations appear to be misaligned with the reality of the resettlement process, which may contribute to general frustration. This document also reveals that in Kitchener, immigration, refugee, and citizenship staff had to be meeting with refugees who refused to move out of the hotels. In this third document here, we find out a little bit more about those Kitchener refugees that won't move out of the hotel. Immigration officials informed them that they were expected to accept the reasonable housing opportunity they were given, or they would then be responsible for paying for their own accommodation at the hotel. So, you know what? That's actually good news to read that. Again, under general issues, it reads, in some cases, client expectations appear to be misaligned with the reality of the resettlement process, which may contribute to general frustration. This is most palpable in clients' sentiments towards food and housing. The government was feeding these people for free and housing them for free, but I guess it just wasn't good enough for them. And then, this again, questions have been raised about the orientation that clients received about Toronto pre-departure. Again, some clients felt that they were not given enough time and information to make an informed decision about coming to Canada. Okay, that's the exact same complaint we saw before, but there's something new added to this complaint. It reads, government accessed refugees who were working in Jordan before coming to Canada were concerned it may be more difficult to support their families in Toronto. So refugees wanted more time to make up their mind about coming to Canada. They didn't want to pay their own rent or move out of the hotels, and they said that they were better off in Jordan than in Canada, where they spoke the language and had jobs. What were we trying to save these people from? From being productive? Is that it? If someone is in imminent danger, would they really be that picky and choosy about where they're landing and about which country is going to pay for them for at least the next year? We're bringing you reports about what it was really like when Prime Minister Justin Trudeau opened the floodgates to Syrian refugees. We're not stenographers for the government here, but we are using the government's very own documents to show you the truth instead of all the liberal spin, to help support our ongoing investigation into the resettlement of Syrian refugees. To help cover the cost for us to get access to these document packages, you can donate today at refugeeinvestigation.com. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. We're bringing you information about the government's mishandling of resettling Syrian refugees that you will not see anywhere else. But it is very expensive for us to get access to these document packages. To help us cover the cost of getting our hands on these documents, you can donate today at refugeeinvestigation.com.